Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Every Horror Movie on Netflix, the podcast where we watch, review, and discuss every horror movie on Netflix. I'm Patrick, and I'm here, as always, with my co-host Allison with a Y.
Hey, everyone.
And Allison with an I.
Hey, y'all.
And we are here today to discuss a movie that the Wheel of Death picked for us. It's our monthly random Netflix horror movie, and the Wheel picked Secrets in the Hot Spring, which is a Taiwanese horror comedy about a brooding student named Xiao. We're going to do our best with these names, but his name is Xiao Chin, who seeks to uncover the mystery behind some paranormal activity at his family's hotel and spa. Xiao Chin's eccentric grandparents run the hotel following his parents' tragic death when he was a child. When Xiao Chin's grandparents summon him back to the hotel, he is joined by two of his friends who seek to escape bullying at school, the sardonic Lu Chun and the effeminate Little Princess. When they start to see mysterious spirits in the middle of the night, they begin to investigate the source of the haunting. Secrets in the Hot Spring. It's a goofy movie.
But not a goofy movie,
But not
unfortunately.
a goofy movie.
Maybe this is already showing my hand a little too much. I prefer a goofy movie.
But I feel like you also prefer that to many films.
Oh, okay.
No? Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a classic.
It's never taken me so long to finish a movie in my entire life. So,
So as you two already know, I went back last night or 2 nights ago and rewatched that. I was completely paying attention the first time because sometimes I'm like sleepy or like on my phone, whatever, and I need to rewatch the movie because I was like actively not paying attention. I paid attention the first time and I did not understand what the hell was going on. Not entirely, but at least in some crucial moments, I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. So I went back and rewatched the whole thing at 1.5 times speed so I could get it done quickly. I'm happy to report I do understand it better, much better this time. But there's still a few things I don't fucking understand.
Right out the gate, what a frenetic, like, movie.
Mm-hmm.
The energy was all over the fucking place.
yeah. Patrick, I was really close to texting you and being like, how do I also watch this in 1.5 speed? Because I can't figure it out.
I am happy to give you a tutorial on that. It's a great
Thank
feature.
you.
I use that all the time for audiobooks. I don't do it so much for movies generally, but it was a great tool in this case.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you. Why? Frenetic.
Very
Yeah,
frenetic.
Yeah. It reminded me so much, like the whole time I was thinking, I feel like I'm watching a live action graphic novel. That is what it just felt like. There were, and I think it's just the style because it was similar in some ways to another Taiwanese film that we loved, Dead Talent Society.
Yeah.
Where a lot of moments in that film felt like it was like straight out of a graphic novel. I felt that about this one. It was a little jarring.
It's like a live action cartoon.
Yeah.
There's a lot of silly sound effects and like fast pans and quick zooms and sped up film. Like there's some almost Benny Hill-esque moments. I mean, it is horror. No, actually, it is horror comedy. That's the correct emphasis.
It's comedy, but about a horror subject.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. Why I had the same thought about, it's feeling similar to Dead Talent Society, which we all gave an emphatic view at. I felt that, yes, frenetic is a great, perfect word for the film's energy. And not to tip my hand, but I loved Dead Talent Society. This film, I really wanted to feel that way. It was like I felt the same about this film, but not in the ways I really wanted to feel like it was similar, you know?
Well, yeah, and let's dig into that, because like that is such a good comparison, because Dead Talent Society, also a goofy movie with frenetic energy. And, you know, we haven't reviewed Secrets in the Hot Spring yet, but it sounds like none of us related to it quite as strongly as we did Dead Talent Society. And you know, why is that? For me, it's a lot of the humor in Dead Talent Society was rooted in this kind of clever conceit of playing around with this concept of the afterlife as this sort of entertainment business like hustle. It was very fun. It felt fairly fresh, even though you could draw some comparisons to Beetlejuice. And it created some characters that I cared about. Secrets in the Hot Spring is kind of just like you're hanging out with these three characters. Like Xiao Qin is he just like broods around. Lu Chun, I don't even know what to say about him. He's narcoleptic. I don't know what else you can say about that character. And Little Princess is just a gay joke. Like running gay joke over and over and over again about how this guy is gay or effeminate or whatever through the entire fucking movie.
Me as the audience, I'm just like, that's okay. It's a little much.
And it's just them hanging out at a hotel. Like that is the source of the comedy, and it just didn't hit as hard or like tickle my imagination the way Dead Talent Society did.
Yeah. Yeah, the characters, I just didn't really feel like I got to know them at all.
Yeah.
They were all so surface level. Everybody was just kind of a caricature.
Yeah.
Every single character in this was a caricature. And it's fine if you have like some of those off to the side in a movie. Totally fine. But if I'm supposed to follow and care about this trio, or even just Sochin, give me more. I want to know about them, and that's not
go deeper. Yeah,
go deeper. And the thing is like I actually really like when you put together the whole idea of this film. I really like the idea. I think it's very clever. It just really, really, I don't know, poorly written characters, or maybe just something I just can't culturally relate to. I don't know which one it is, you know? But going back to the Dead Talent Society, that was a banger. Made me cry.
Yeah. All of us. And we had an hour and 48 minutes to get to know these characters. And I felt truly like they were playing these characters on the most superficial loop that you could possibly play, to the point where it was like, okay, we've done this already. We already did this. We did this thing too. We did this thing, but slightly differently. And at no point was any iteration of that going deeper, like you said, why? Like, I was just like, I don't have any. And I'm glad you brought up, you know, maybe we don't culturally relate to it, because there were a couple things that I think we're probably going to get into. Just some of the like acting that was done, and some of the like the body acting that was done. I was just like, I don't know anything about this. And I'm totally willing to accept that this is not my culture, and that culturally other people might have really enjoyed that type of acting, but I don't like it nor understand it. You know, the whole like I guess we'll just get into like the kind of the jumping on each other when they were scared, and like it was a lot of like, and a lot of it was done with the punchline of, oh, that was gay.
Yeah.
It really, really rubbed me the wrong way. And they just overdid it. It was too much.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny to a certain degree to me at first, because it's just, again, it feels like a live action cartoon. It feels like Scooby-Doo, which is another thing that this movie feels like just in general. But, you know, Scooby jumping on Shaggy, and these guys jump on each other like Scooby and Shaggy repeatedly whenever they get scared by ghosts. And like, funny enough at first, if not for that, it immediately turns into a, ew, get off me, that's gay. You know, it's gay panic out the wazoo in this movie. And then it just gets beaten into the fucking ground. They do it over and over and over again. And that's true of so much in this movie. Like, they're just hanging out at this hotel for like a weirdly long time. And it's like, you do not have what you think you have here. Like, this is not
No.
the like entertainment goldmine that they seem to think it was. You could cut, I don't know,
much.
10, 15 minutes of
20
just
20 minutes.
an hour and 48 minutes
Yeah.
of just, fucking around at the hotel out of this and lose nothing.
Exactly.
There's a frenetic period of setup. There's a frenetic period of kind of revelation and twist and denouement, and in the middle there's just this like no man's land of gay panic.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're going to write a movie, you got to have more substance than just gay punchlines. Like, I'm sorry, that's not ever going to do it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to be fair, Sao Chen is adorable. So he was fun to look at.
So cute. This feels like a movie that like middle school boys would love.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Just like very surface, very, very slapstick, ridiculous, lots of gay panic. I think middle school boys are into that.
But then the weird thing too is, and we won't get into the spoilers of this, but it takes this very late turn into like extreme sentimentality.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, who is the audience? Because up to a certain point, you're absolutely right. It does feel like just middle school boys, let's laugh at how being gay is weird, whatever, like be an idiot with your friends kind of shit. But then it's like this gauzy, like music video, like flashback to important shit about Xiao Qin's past that we'll explain a little later. And it's like, who are we making this for, actually?
Yeah. We're not making it. We wouldn't make this movie.
No, we wouldn't.
No.
I liked the grandparents. I liked it was, they were eccentric. I think that's a great word for them. I liked that they had a lot of energy, which, we saw in different ways. More on that later, I guess. But I thought that they were fun. They were fun characters to watch and to work with. I had a much more enjoyable time hanging out with the grandparents than Xiao Qin and his buddies, who just felt so flat to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, they're archetypes too, but it's more forgivable because they're not the main fucking characters of the movie.
Yeah.
They're the goofballs kind of, fucking things up a little bit for Xiao Qin and his pals. And they're, solid performances. And, I'm not going to completely hate on this movie. I got some giggles, when they had the little montage of all the different trivial things that they charge people for at the hotel because they're hard up for cash. Funny,
Yeah.
That was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would have appreciated the grandparents more if the trio had been better developed.
Yes.
At a certain point, I just felt exhausted by everybody just being a cartoon.
Well,
Yeah.
and it reaches a point where it's like, why do you even need these other two characters? There's like zero utility other than to pad things out. Like, this could have been just Xiao Qin trying to figure this shit out. I mean, okay, maybe you have one other character to bounce back and forth some comic stuff with, but you definitely don't need three of these guys. Because again, like, one of them, what can you say about this dude, Lu Chun?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, and then another character shows up.
Yep.
And
Yes.
I don't know anything about her.
Okay,
Xiao Qin's cousin, right?
Or childhood friend, or I don't know. It was really hard for me to put together. She was definitely someone from his past, and I was confused about if she was family friend, what she was. Her name is Suzuki, and when I said that, when I rewatched the movie, I understood a lot more, but not everything. Suzuki was one of the elements I did not understand still. Why she was there. She has this big, like, kind of intro where she's, like, on the phone, and then they cut to this dramatic shot of her, like, riding a little, like, Vespa or whatever. Baffled. I'm still baffled why she was there, what she contributed. Baffled.
That was a great place to cut out like 7 minutes right there.
Honestly.
She was totally unnecessary.
Honestly.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think she added anything to it. Nothing it needed.
we could have gotten this down to like our ideal 84-minute runtime, like that.
I think it could have been a banger if it had been 84 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
Quite
agree.
possibly. Yeah. I mean, yeah, frankly, just cut out all the gay panic shit. Like, that's a starting point.
Yeah.
Although,
And
then what do you
Suzuki.
even have? And Suzuki, yeah.
Sorry, Suzuki.
Sorry, Suzuki. Weird shit. There's also some weird shit with their bully at school, whose name is Bot, and is like... there's, I think, gay or perhaps even trans panic to this too, but I didn't understand quite what they were trying to do with it. And frankly, I guess maybe this belongs in spoilers, but I actually don't give a shit. The bully, we initially take... There's confusion about the bully's gender.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I think... All right, am I remembering this correctly? We think Bot is a boy and turns out to be a girl,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
We find out in the last like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone thinks little princess is in love with a boy, but
Right. And I guess
just
that's
a butch.
And I guess that's a spoiler too, but also like who gives a shit? Little Princess turns out to not be gay in the end.
Just into butches.
Which again, I'm like, what are we part of me is like, is the movie secretly woke? Were they trying to trick us? Were they tricking us into tricking the middle school boys into laughing at the gay panic jokes only to be like, hey, Little Princess isn't actually gay? It still doesn't work. It's still fucking
It's not
stupid.
a gotcha.
It's still gay panic humor through the whole movie. I don't know. That was a bizarre revelation.
It almost like makes it worse.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Yeah.
Is right. Yeah, like that wasn't a gotcha moment like they thought it was. It was just like, okay, cool. At this point, I don't even care anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. That was very strange. Very strange indeed.
I feel like we should talk about our feelings on like The Haunting itself, which is the mystery of the hot springs.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah. So, yeah. You got a lot of dangling feet
A lot of dangling feet.
from like conceivably the ghosts of people who have been hung or hung themselves.
Creepy room where all the furniture is covered in white sheets.
Yeah.
Which, is that a thing that actually happens? Do people do that?
Sure happens in horror movies a lot.
Why
And
I was
Jumanji.
totally thinking about this the other day, not related at all to what we're talking about. I don't know why I was thinking about this the other day, but I was like, do people do that? Like if I were to leave and like leave my house vacant, am I supposed to put sheets on everything in my house? That's so funny you brought that up.
So weird.
A lot of like Ringu kind of long hair.
Yeah, blue
References.
like mottled skin.
Uh-huh. There's some disgusting hair in the hot tub itself, which I guess is not strictly a haunting. But,
My nightmare.
Luchun, I think, is the one who ends up with like someone else's hair. Enough of someone else's hair on his head to make it look like he's wearing a wig.
Ugh.
Which I guess is just gross out.
I don't understand half of what happens in the hot spring itself.
Yeah.
No idea.
But yeah, I mean, did any of the haunting stuff spook y'all?
No.
I don't think I understood it. I didn't understand the context around it. Like, I think the haunting stuff, they put some effort into the horror of it all, right? Like, there were a couple moments that could have been spooky, but I was like, I don't understand any of the context around this. I don't you've not built up any sort of suspense or like cogent storyline for me to follow that this scene that's supposed to be impactful is impacting me.
So to me, I mean, it was just like standard haunted house stuff. I didn't necessarily need context to it. I guess it was well enough staged. It just felt like shit I'd seen before.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then it even just felt like shit I'd seen before like 20 minutes ago. Because again, just like with the gay panic jokes, there's a lot of just repetitive, like I said, there's a lot of just like dangling feet coming down from the ceiling. Which, sure, creepy, I guess, but not the 17th time you do it.
Yeah.
I'm so anxious to review this and get into the spoilers.
All right, I think it's that time then. Allison with an I, you are chomping at the bit. Would you view, cue, or screw Secrets in the Hot Spring?
This is such an emphatic screw it for me. I could not. I apologize. I hope that the makers of this film never hear this episode. I could not wait for this movie to be over. It just rubbed me every way but the right way. I just thought it was really, the storyline was all over the place. The gay panic thing, I was just borderline like disgusted by it. And I feel funny saying that, but it was just overused so much. And that's already something that I don't think is that funny. I really like that you compared it to Scooby-Doo because that's exactly what it felt like. But like, I didn't laugh at those parts in Scooby-Doo either. You know, like it's just not funny to me. Like,
yeah.
The characters were, I'm sorry, but so poorly developed. I couldn't feel a lick of feelings for any of them. And I just couldn't wait to see come on, give us the big reveal so that I can try to have justified watching this movie and understood it to some degree. I'm sorry. I've never made a movie, so bold of me to criticize it so much, but it was definitely a screw it for me. Patrick, what about you?
I want to find it in my heart to give this a cue it because it's not the worst thing we've seen for the show by far. It's decently made, slickly made, I would say. The performances are fine for what they are, but damn, the material is just shit for the most part. And it was not pleasant to sit through. I also found the incessant hammering of the gay panic thing. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of offensive. I mean, it's a staple of Western comedy as well, gay panic shit. Less so than it used to be, which is good. But it's just boring, and especially when you're making the same fucking joke over and over again. Like, damn. And the shocking thing to me is a lot of people seem to enjoy this movie. I was looking it up online. A lot of solid reviews out there for it, actually. People talking about how hilarious it is, how touching it was. And God bless them. I did not have that experience, and I can't find that cue it in my heart, so I will join the screw it train. Sorry for that incredibly long filibuster. Allison with a Y, what's your rating?
Screw it with contempt.
Ooh!
Yes, thank you.
I'm so angry at this film.
Ooh.
Because I think it's a really interesting premise, and there was very little that they got right.
Yeah.
And part of why I enjoy the premise is spoiler room material.
I was wondering about that when you said the premise, if you meant kind of the big reveal of what happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been going on?
I think that idea, which we'll get into, is fucking delightful.
Yep, same.
Anyways, I can't add anything else to this conversation that you two haven't stated, so I will leave it at screw it with contempt.
I agree about the twist that we're about to discuss. It's fun. I did not expect it, but it's too little too late at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've been wasting my time on gay panic for way too long at that point for me to be bought in still.
Yeah, agreed.
Anyways, if you'd like to buy into what we're doing, go to everyhorrormovieonnetflix.com and visit our merch store, which there's a link to at the top of the page.
You can literally buy in.
But yeah, exactly. Thank you, Allison with an I. We make a whopping $2.50 or something if you order a shirt, which no one has done in a few years. So go do that. We'd also love for you to join us on social media.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, YouTube at AmonCast, EHMON Cast, and TikTok for now, at Amon Podcast, because, and I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And then you can also join our Discord server. There is a link at the show notes for that. You can come join us, your beloved hosts, and your fellow fans, and join us to discuss what we've been watching. There's a book club.
Oh, yeah, book club is back.
Book club is back, baby. You can even just share pictures of your cats on there, too, if you want.
Yeah, actually, quick shout out for the book club while we're on that topic. The book club has returned. Longtime listeners know that our old co-host Steven had a book club for a while. He took it with him when he left, but Bree, our wonderful, beloved super moderator, has resurrected the book club. It's going to be a quarterly thing, and our next book is going to be Ring, which is the source material for Ringu, and then, of course, The Ring here in America, by Koji Suzuki. And I'm very excited to read that. Never read it. So come join in on that on the Discord.
And leave us a review anywhere you guys listen to your podcasts. We super appreciate them. We need some more reviews, good or bad. We'd appreciate good, but we'd love your feedback, and we want to hear from you.
All right. Should we go put on our trunks and take a dive in the spoiler hot tub? Hot spring.
You mean a towel? Inexplainably wear a towel in the hot springs around our waist?
Now, that may actually be a cultural difference.
Okay.
Because Japanese onsens, you just get in completely naked, actually. So
yeah.
I think the towel thing may be a cultural difference. But
fair.
Regardless, we're going to put on our towels and go to the spoiler hot spring. We'll see you there. Okay, welcome back. We are in the spoiler hot spring, and we are ready to spoil everything about secrets in the hot spring. And we may have a little musical accompaniment in the background. Allison with an eye has a xylophonist in her house right now.
I do. just for this moment, because we needed a little extra flair to get through the spoilers of this film.
Yeah, so if you hear that, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
So yeah, the spoilers for Secrets in the Hot Spring, holy shit. When I rewatched the movie, I just did like a mega notes on this in our shared Google Doc, and Allison with an eye and I were just talking about how fucking much is in here. Just because I wanted to record minute details because I had such trouble for whatever reason grasping what's going on the first time around. I mean, the first big thing, which and this is treated as a big revelation in the movie, but does it really fucking matter how Xiao Qin's parents died? His dad had a heart attack while he was on a trip to Japan with Xiao Qin's mom, and then his mom drank herself, well, not quite drank herself to death, but started abusing alcohol and drowned in a hot tub. And the causes of death have been kind of obscured up to this point. I don't know why it matters.
It was obviously very apparent from the beginning that his parents had died when he was young, so one can assume tragically, and I don't know why you have to save the specifics and make a big deal out of them, because it doesn't change the fact that he was deeply traumatized by the loss of both of his parents at a young age.
Yeah, it really is kind of completely irrelevant.
I could see maybe if they had been murdered,
right,
holding that back.
Yeah.
But these are, I want to say, I mean, not fairly normal deaths.
Yeah. Or if they had died at the hotel or in the hot spring, or if it related somehow to the hotel, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the relevance, what little relevance there is in my book, is the trip to Japan was they were visiting hot springs in Japan because they were planning to open this hotel. Full stop. That's it. There is a connection to the hotel, but it's not particularly significant in my book. And then one of the weirdest, we were talking about, how there's all this goofy comedy and then this sentimentality towards the end. And when he reveals the causes of their deaths, kind of a sentimental moment. Mm-hmm. The first, it gets much more sentimental later, but it's kind of an emotional moment the way it's presented. But part of the way it's presented is also this incredibly cartoonish couple of shots of his mom swigging out of what looks like a Jack Daniels bottle while she drives or pedals a bike with Xiao Qin on the back of it in this flashback scene. It's just broad comedy depicting what's supposed to be a tragic moment.
Yeah.
Or her tragic, like, kind of downfall. And it's like, who made that choice? And there's another shot similar to that, too, where it's just, like, extremely broad, what only feels like a comic depiction of alcoholism. It's strange.
Very strange.
But then we get to the explanation for the haunting, which you've all been waiting for, maybe, if you're still here. Allison, with why you enjoyed this, do you want to break it down? What's going on? I mean, I enjoyed it, too. I'm just tired of talking.
So the whole... The mystery of the hot springs is
the secret of the hot springs.
Oh, the secret. Yes, the secret of the hot springs is that the haunting is all manufactured, like in Scooby-Doo.
Wow.
Whoa! They've got puppets and pulley systems.
The grandparents do.
That they've been operating, and they were testing them out on the trio to see if they could have a scary setup to scare the guests, because they thought a hotel that is supposed to be haunted will attract a lot of guests, which, I mean, as a person who would like to stay at a haunted hotel, okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm there. But yeah, I loved that idea.
Yeah, I mean, the basic concept of them trying to manufacture hauntings to, like, drum up interest, make this a viral internet sensation or something. That's cute. The weird part is, why did they decide to, like, summon their own grandson home to test it out on him and his friends and hide it from them at length that this is what's going on?
Bizarre.
And I mean, part of the answer is that this was actually, and this is the kind of the big final reveal, I guess, is that this idea of creating a haunted hotel was actually Xiao Qin's idea. From when he was a little kid, he suggested this to his parents because they all went to a haunted house together, and he loved it as a child, and so he suggested this idea to his parents. He's forgotten that he ever suggested it.
But he specifically loved it because he was pretending to be scared the whole time because his parents huddled closer to him.
Aww,
and it was the moment that he felt closest to his parents was in this haunted house, which that is actually really fucking cute.
It is adorable.
I missed that altogether. I know exactly the line. I can picture him delivering it. I totally was like, I don't understand. Thank you for explaining that. Why?
You're welcome. It was like one of the few moments where I was like, oh, like I really liked that. It was so innocent.
Yeah. But then it's like, and this is where, again, I don't quite know what to make of it. Like, why? I guess that's why the grandparents summoned him back, because it was his idea in the first place. But then what? Was he just supposed to implicitly remember that this was his idea from when he was like a little baby and understand that this was all a hoax? I don't, like, the whole idea of, like, using their grandkid and his friend for their guinea pigs is odd to me, since they do still have a trickle of guests coming through the hotel. Like, just start testing this out on randos,
Yeah.
Why traumatize your flesh and blood, your kin and his buddies?
Why?
Well, for a little context, I think the hope was that Xiao Qin would take over the business, right?
Yes.
Eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would think they would just pitch it to him, whether or not he remembered that he loved that as a kid, and say, like, let's make this better. You three young people are here. That's more able bodies. And we've done a lot of hard work to create, like, secret tunnels and secret doors, which I actually thought was really cool. I was like, I want that.
I know.
And I want to play pranks on people in my house and pop out of a secret door.
Yeah.
But yeah, it made very little sense what the motivation was. And then, quick question. What happened to the grandparents? Where were they at the end? Where'd they go?
Are they not still there at the end?
No. No.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, because the climax to all this, or denouement, I suppose, of the movie is the hotel reopens with this, haunted reputation, and everybody wants to go to it. There's a million people. They've successfully, rejuvenated the hotel. I guess I didn't notice that the grandparents were not around at the end. Maybe they just retired.
Maybe they retired. I don't know. Like, I was like, okay,
Maybe they were the ghosts.
Oh, maybe they were the ghosts, like they were playing the ghosts.
I think they were playing ghosts.
Okay, that makes sense. It's just weird that we didn't see them for the last like 15 minutes of the movie, and it was never explicitly explained where they went, and they played such a big piece and part of the whole setup of this that it was just like they were gone seemingly without explanation, unless I missed it and you missed it and you missed it.
Yeah, my assumption would just be now they're full-time ghost actors, but maybe that's not in the text of the movie, I guess.
Would have loved to have known that explicitly.
Yeah. Bot the bully comes to the haunted house at the end. This is when we find out that Bot is actually a girl and Little Princess is actually not gay. Great twist.
Huge.
But yeah, the presentation of this like sort of flashback to Xiao Qin's childhood where we find out that this was all his idea is what I was referring to earlier, where it's like it feels like a music video. It has like this very sentimental pop song. Like you have Xiao Qin as an adult interacting with his parents, I guess, in his imagination or memory, and then flashes back
ghosts.
to the childhood. Or maybe what?
Or maybe they're ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, again, like very gauzy, just like soft light. It feels like nothing else in the movie and is such an odd, jarring tonal shift that might have worked a little better if not for everything else. Like I said before, like too little, too late. Because like, yeah, I mean, one of the best things the movie does is establish, like, you get a sense of the parents being, like, good parents before, you know, their lives went to shit. And, you know, their young son in these flashbacks adoring them. That's very endearing. It's decently portrayed. But, yeah, it's just, it hadn't done enough at that point to sort of win my buy-in or my trust or whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't enough horror, it wasn't enough comedy, and it wasn't enough sentimentality. It wasn't, and it was barely any of all of those, which just made for a clunky, like, roller coaster of I don't know how I'm supposed to feel, and you're giving me zero dictation on that.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like if we could have looked at the storyboard of this movie, like, why, like you were saying, like, if we could look at, like, how do we get to this twist, and how do we storyboard this, like, I feel like it had so much potential. And when you said you're so mad at this movie, I totally agree. I love the idea, the concept of it. But cut out so many unnecessary bullshit parts, rearrange a couple things, make the, like, any of it more cohesive. And maybe we've got a movie. But this was just fell fucking flat for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well. Might be time to close up this haunted hotel.
This one's a flop.
Let's turn this into a Spirit Halloween already.
Would have been a much better use of the Hot Springs Hotel. Well, speaking of Spirit Halloween, next episode is going to bring us into October. It's officially spooky season, y'all. Although, let's be real. Like, we all start getting into spooky season, like, what? Late August?
I mean, I'm into spooky
all
season
year.
All year round.
All year, yeah. But we are officially in October as of next episode. And our first pick of the beautiful month of Halloween is going to come from Allison with an I. What are we watching next episode, friend?
Oh my gosh, so exciting. I was so excited to see this pop up on Netflix recently added. 2005's White Noise, starring Michael Keaton. Quick synopsis. Yeah. Love him. Like, put me in, coach, anything Michael Keaton.
Yes. Yes.
Quick brief on that. Following his beloved wife's death, an architect attempts to communicate with her spirit, but discovers something more sinister on the other side.
I have not seen this movie. I know it was popular when it came out.
I saw this when it came, or around when it came out.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
It's an oldie.
Yeah.
20 years old.
Yeah.
We were babies.
It's so in my brain with like a couple other movies from the 2000s. But I'll get into that when we do the actual episode.
I wonder if it will bear any similarity to my comic White Noise.
Ooh, we'll see.
Which is a big part of why I picked it.
Oh, Michael Keaton, don't sue me if I accidentally plagiarized your movie. It would just break my heart too much. All right, well, we'll be watching White Noise next episode. Until then, visit the website, everyhorrormovieonnetflix.com. Find us on socials, Amoncast, EHMONcast on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Blue Sky, Amon Podcast on TikTok, and leave us that review on your podcast provider of choice. We love seeing that feedback. We'll see you next time in October for some White Noise. For Every Horror Movie on Netflix, I'm Patrick.
I'm Allison with a Y.
And Allison with an I.
We'll see you next time.